right. So let's do this. Slideshow. Yes. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. How we doing, Andre?
Doing good, brother.
Okay. Do we have anybody in here yet?
Not yet. What?
Okay.
Okay, can you put in 39, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Uh,
Yeah, nobody yet.
we still got what,
It
5 minutes?
says here, let's see here. I guess, yeah, the meeting was set to record, so it's already recording it,
Right.
I guess. And I set it to record it and save it to the OneDrive, so it should save it up there now.
Save it to
Yeah,
yours.
because well, I can't. It just saves it to the general OneDrive.
Oh, it
So,
does.
yeah, so I just have to go and make sure it's in there. I don't know why it stopped working. It was after Mike did his thing with
Uh-huh.
the licensing. I've not been able to get it to work since, but I went in there and changed the settings to save it to the cloud. So,
Okay. That OneDrive's kind of bouncing around a little bit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's getting a little iffy on that thing. So I told you
All right.
some of the pictures aren't downloading, so it's kind of weird. So okay, so it's people coming in now. All
Yep.
right. So okay, perfect. All right, let's go
Yep.
let a few people come on in here.
Yep.
All right. Well, everybody, welcome. Looks like we got about 5 or 6 people in here, so it's just at 30, but we'll see how it goes because everybody runs a little late, and unfortunately, I am time pressed. So I want to get started with this if we possibly could. So my name is Ray Moats. I am with Obsidian Financial Services, and this is the affiliate flat fee program, which is a unique flat fee program that allows you to do as many loans as you want, unlimited for one flat fee. The good thing is we're a hybrid lender, which gives you a lot. So we are going to go over quite a few things here. So buckle in here. Let's get started because again, it takes a few minutes to go over everything. And if you want to request a copy afterwards, we'll have it posted so that you can see it. So let's get started here. All right. About we talk about how Obsidian works. Then we'll go into the pricing and scenarios, the loan compensation on the hybrid lender side, how that works, what lenders we have, what software we offer, the fees for it, and then how to apply it and speaking with management and to see if it's a good fit. So let's see if we can kind of get things going here. All right. So what we do is we offer a flat fee per month, which is $1,500 to $2,500. So if you do 1 to 3 loans a month, that's a flat fee of $1,500. Or if you go over, it's $2,500. So if you're brokering loans here, you can see you're at $500 a file or less, depending on how many you do. So, I mean, that's probably as cheap as you're going to get out there. So let's kind of cruise through here a little bit. All right. Obsidian is a fully delegated hybrid lender dedicated to empowering its loan officers in both the broker and lender channels. We provide the tools and support for loan officers to operate seamlessly across all the channels. While other companies insist on pushing their way on you, either broker or correspondent, we don't do that. We allow you the ability to do whatever you want. With Obsidian, the flexibility to work as a lender or broker gives you better margins on either platform. We're not self-sufficient on one platform or the other. Where your delegated lenders got to jack up the rates to get you, or the wholesale's got to hit you with this fee, that fee, blah, blah, blah. And it drives you crazy, right? So, what we look for is a balanced approach to create financial stability in the process. So, what I want to do is try to educate you a little bit on how the process works. All right. So, on our wholesale, we have over 200 lenders. It's obviously more tailored to fit, unique borrowers if you have it. Obviously, you get multiple rate quotes. Uh, as far as processing, you can use any processor you want as long as they're licensed. Problem is you can't get the fees in there unless you're licensed. It has lower fees, saving the customer. Generally better we'll see wholesale will generally have better rates, and same with PMI costs. The advantage of going delegated or non-delegated, faster closing times, where you can close a loan in 7 to 10 days. You don't really have the 2.75 compensation, so you can make more money on a deal working as a lender than you can as a broker, right? You do have the ability to offer a little bit more competitive rates. However, again, you're going to find most of the time right now is the wholesale channel is working to that benefit, right? You have full control over loan structuring and executions. The good thing is on the delegated side, there's no overlays. So you're going to find out if you have a 52 or a 55 back end ratio. We're still getting them done. Whereas on the wholesale, somebody might cut you off. Nope, we're not doing that. So, and then you have direct access to the underwriter. So you're constantly working with the underwriter to structure your deal. If there's a change in, let's say, income or something, then you're right there to handle it. So, okay. So again, everybody has their agenda, right? They're either delegated and they're over here going retail direct, making 1.5, 2 points. And then you've got wholesale over here charging you, 50 bips or 8.95 plus this, plus that. It's a kind of where are you at? So both of them are good programs, right? Don't get me wrong. But really, where it lies in is right in the middle, in the non delegated world. And that's where you're going to find out where you make your money, where you don't have to worry about this, where you don't have to worry about that per se. And you're dealing with that specific lender that you prefer. So that's one of the better things of dealing with the non-delegated program. So kind of gonna pop through this. All right. So this hybrid lending that we're setting up is where it kind of amalgamates features from the delegated, non-delegated, and the wholesale platforms to enhance your compensation, the speed, and the flexibility in closing your loans. Borrowers may initially engage on the wholesale channel, which might give them an array of competitive rates. However, if you encounter obstacles, which we all do on a loan, then all of a sudden you can swiftly switch to the delegated side. However, if you feel like you want to make more money on the file, and you do like you do like UWM, or you do like Rocket, or you do like Next Bank, or you do like AmeriHomes. Well, then you can stay with the delegated or the non-delegated channel, and you can actually work out of the compensation 2.75 plan, allowing you to make more money or less. So what the hybrid lender empowers the partner to do is strategically utilize, again, all three channels, right? So that you understand, how to make more money and more compensation. And in some cases, it's not always about making more money. It could be about going to the floor. So you might want to make 1 point borrower compensation. And how many people have 1 point as their lender compensation? Not too many. But when you're working in the non-del channel, you can use any of the lenders that you want. So we're going to go ahead and dive into some of the key facets of the program. All right, and this is kind of where the excitement does begin, where you can start learning how the non-del channel works. First of all, what I'm going to do is we're going to kind of delve into the wholesale channel, right? So now, don't get me wrong. I've got people that have been working here that have been here for over a year since we started this program, $1,500 to $2,500 per month, where they close nothing but wholesale deals. Once in a while, they'll pop in on the non-delegated channel, but for the most part, they just love the broker, and that's fine. That's okay. I mean, we're going to double into one guy's checking account. I'm going to let you look at it, and you're going to see this guy does, 60, 70, $100,000 a month in fees, pays us 2,500 bucks. So that's the key. Also, we're in 33 states right now with another 5 or 6 applications pending. So I should be at 40 here in the next 2 weeks. All right. And if you want to use another state, we're not going to whack you over the head for it. You'll use our transition desk, work for that loan officer in the state, and they only charge $5.95. So that's one of the great things. Okay. Then we also set you up a checking account so that you're able to actually get the funds wired directly to your account. So you pay yourself out and this way and that way and the whole 9 yards. So again, you'll start to see that. And the funds are going to come directly to your checking account with Obsidian. Okay. So let's go into the wholesale channel real quick. So this by far is the most popular channel, especially when it comes to pricing and wholesale. When you're using the wholesale channel, most of you know you're going to lock with the investor. You're going to submit to the investor. The investor is going to disclose, underwrite, close, again, locking, and then you're going to either go lender or borrower compensation. Okay, so here's your problem. Your max compensation is 2.75, which again, I have people where they're fine with that, or they're fine with 2.5, 2.25. So they don't really even need to allocate themselves to the delegated channel or the non-delegated channel unless, let's say, they lose a deal. So that's kind of one of the main things there. So let's kind of take a look at some of the pricing here real quick on the wholesale side. So of course, Loan Sifter does this. So let me make sure that you are viewing this. Let's see here. I'm going to go to share again, and I want to make sure you're seeing this as far as Loan Sifter. Okay, so I am going to price out something in Loan Sifter. What I'll do is I'll price out 2 scenarios real quick for you so that you got a really good idea of what's going on and the lenders that we have. Now, mind you, not all lenders are in here. Let's see here. So, where I go? All right, perfect. Okay, so for the first one, here we go. So what we're going to do is on the first one, I'm going to go ahead and price out just standard conventional loan. 500 credit scores, 500 or 500. Let's do a five. Let's do a $700,000 loan. Let's do an 80% LTV. And let's do, I don't know, 725 co. And we'll do Florida. And then we'll do fees in. Okay. And we are going to go lender compensation. So I'm going to click this on here and we'll see who comes up on the top. Obviously, you got a clean loan like this, you know exactly where it is. Okay. So right now, Penny Mac is holding down the fort with the best compensation. So, or the best rate at compensation. So they're at 7.25. So at 7.25, you've got your 2.75 compensation, and kind of here. Now, mind you, all of these lenders that we have in here, some of them are at 2.5, some of them are at 2.25. I don't know why. Loan Sifter is really strange in the fact that it only allows you to go with what we have. But you can go in here and look at the 2.25. Let's say, I think Rocket's 2.25. So you can go in here and actually price it down to the 2.25. Let's see here. Come on. Come on. So let's see here. See, so you'd have to take off a quarter. So you're probably going to be at like 6.99, somewhere in here. So, or probably at 7 and 8. So again, that's what I don't like about Loan Sifter. The one side is that it does make your lender compensation, because it doesn't allow us to adjust for each lender for some reason. But again, you can get a good idea of coming in here and seeing where your pricing's at and get a good idea of what's going on. So, and then you can see, again, the lenders just go on and 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 on. UWM's down here, just on and on and on and on. All right, so let us try an FHA. All right, and so I am going to do let's see, search. I'm going to do a new search. Why don't you do new search? Yep. Okay, all right, and then I'm going to do an FHA, and I'm going to do 500,000. All right, and then I'm going to go 1.65. Yeah, I'm gonna do a 680 credit score, which is probably good for an FHA these days. So boom, and then and then you're gonna go fees in. Obviously, always fees in on these. You definitely want to do fees in on these. So because you don't want to get whacked with that thing. All right. So on your FHA, you're looking at a totally different scenario here. You're looking at Dart Wholesale Bank. So you can see here that at 6.25, you're going to make 2.75 compensation. In fact, a little more. You're going to end up giving the borrower a little bit of a credit here of $1,000. So of course the borrower will be happy to see that. So again, it makes you really, again, as you can see, everybody's different here. And again, some of these people do have different compensations. And we do have a list of of what the compensations are. All right. So again, with the wholesale channel, you do have the ability. Again, I have people that just broker. They love to broker. And so they have no problem going 100% broker. And with that, sorry about that. Hit the wrong one. Hit the wrong one. Let's see here. Okay. With the broker side, again, we allow you to, just collect the checks, have them come in as you want. So what I'll do is I'm going to go into here so that you can see one of the guys that goes broker here. And, just to get an idea of the kind of fees that he's dragging in. Now, each one of you does their own thing. I know that. You'll see one person doing one thing, another person doing another, and I get that. So that's kind of one of the things here. So let's go down here. So plus blah blah. You'll see a million of these accounts. So as you guys can see, there's tons of them here. And we have Victor at the end here. I think one more, and they just go on and on. Okay, so our guy Victor here, right? So this gentleman here just loves to go wholesale. And as you can see, let's see here. Let's see how he's doing this month. Let's modify our switch a little bit. Doesn't look like he's having a great month, but he might. I mean, and let's see there. Let's hit that. And you see, he just has the money wired into his account. And then he's able, because you're 1099, as long as you're in 1099 state, is able to send the money right out. So as you can see with his deposits, he's having a pretty bad month. Usually he does a lot more than this. Let me modify the search again here. Let's go to another month. Let's see, what did he do? Let's do January. All right, and let's see what he did there. So right now he's in great shape. He's only going to be paying me $1,500 because 1 to 3 loans is $1,500. So he's going to be in really good shape this month. But this will probably be one of the months I've only seen him do this. Let's see, hold on. Let's do January. I'm sorry about that. Sign here, and January, and let's see what he did in January. I think he had a really good January. All right, let's see here. So, January. Yeah, okay. So we see he did 20,000, 23,000, and nice. Didn't have a really good month this month either. Well, I mean, still not bad on fees. I mean, nobody's going to complain. I'm making 40,000 a month, but he must have only paid us $1,500. All right, now I know he had a really good November because I was showing the other day in November. So we'll go take a look at that. All right, and so date range. Let's see, November. Let's do this and November here. And let's do this. And okay, I know he had a good November. So here we did 10. As you can see, he had a wire come in for 10. Then he had one for 16. Then he had one for 9. Then he had one for almost 5. So, again, he did 40,000. So this month he paid 2,500. So, again, don't feel that you have to feel the pressure to broke or to go delegated or non-delegated. We're not going to force you to do that. That's the key part about this program is to actually is to set it up so that you're actually I gotta push this again, is to do whatever you feel comfortable with. That's the main thing. Do whatever you hang on to the back in here. Yeah, All right, so the next program. So we are going to go into the non-delegated channel, or no, I'm sorry, the delegated channel, I believe is what we got next. Okay, so the delegated channel. So if you're a lender, if you're working for a lender and you're getting clobbered on rates, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're sitting here and the wholesale brokers are killing you. So over here, it's a lot different. We don't sit here and pad the rates to make crazy numbers because we're not. But here are the things. The one good thing is you can close loans a lot faster going delegated. I can get them done in 7 to 10 days. I've gotten them done in 7 days. So you have a greater control over your loan. You're communicating with your processor, your underwriter, everybody, the closer. Boom, 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 boom. Done. All right. Like I said, increased efficiency for sure. Right? Competitive pricing and margins. I wouldn't say so right now. Maybe not so far off, but again, if I'm probably 30, 40 bips at non-Dell or at Dell versus non-Dell or wholesale, I'm going Dell because I promise you it's 10 times easier. And again, we're not structured like a PRMG or a Fairview or any of that kind of stuff. This thing it's totally different. This thing is almost like like I said, it's a hybrid lender. So it's like being on wholesale on steroids. It really is. So, all right, you have expanded loan products. So, not as much on the delegated, but again, there's something I have wholesale or delegated things I can do that I can't do on the wholesale. Like I can do the VOE only program. I can do the EEP, which is the lease option. There's some things I can do on the delegated channel that you can't do on wholesale or that you can't do on non-del. You have a stronger relationships with your investors. That's for sure, because you only have a few of them. Enhance brand reputation. Again, if you're dealing with realtors and you got to close a loan in 7 days, you're going to come to me and say, hey, Ray, I got to get this closed in 7 days. I'm like, okay, let's see what we can do. And we'll do it. Trust me. A lot of times we'll close things without what we totally have, bank statements, pay stubs, this or that. How many times has, UWM or somebody held you up because they don't have a bank statement, they don't have a W-2 or this or that or a pay stub. Anyway, I'm like, forget it, close it. We'll get it and go. So yeah, a lot of times you can do that with this. If it looks like a clean deal, let's close it. So your realtor's happy. A happy realtor is almost like a happy wife, happy life. Happy realtors like that. All right. So let's take a look at some pricing in here. Sorry. Let me see here. I'll do this again. It's kind of stinks that I got to pull this all the way back and forth. So in here now, you have optimal blue. I know most of you are familiar with Optimal Blue through through blocking with correspondent lenders like PRNG or like Freedom or something like that. So let's take a look in here. So we'll take a look at rates in here. Now, remember on your side, on this side, you don't have a compensation plan. Now, I know that's going to be hard for everybody to understand, especially when you're working on the broker side, right? So think of it like this. Let's just say you want to go and you're good with making 2 points on lender compensation, right? And you're saying to yourself, okay, it's $500,000 loan amount, right? And it's going to be 80% LTV, which is 400. Oops, that should be 400 and that should be 500. And then we're going to go to, let's see, your purchase. We're going to do 720 credit score. It's going to ask you to put in a DTI. I always put in 36 and 42 on these. And then you're going to come down here. You're going to hit on the, let's see, Florida. And then you're going to hit Broward. And then up here, you got to make sure you select delegated. And then you are going to go ahead and click submit. And here you're going to see what the pricing is here. Now, what you're going to see is par. Okay. So you're saying to yourself, you want to make 2% lender compensation. Remember, you're setting your compensation as you go on these. Right? You're not obligated to 2.75. But let's take a look and see 2.75. So if we look at this here and we go to the 2.75, we're at about 7 and 3/8 and 7.49. So we're right in here. Okay. So obviously it's not that much. We were at 7 1/4 before, so it's really not that far off. I probably would look to go delegated on this because I know how quick I can get it done. And I mean, I don't even think about blinking on that. But I'm saying to myself, forget that. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 points on this, right? So I'm going to take a look at this. This here, you always just pick the best lender. Don't worry about it. And we got a few more that we're getting ready to add in a couple weeks. So I'm going to pick the best lender. So I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to say I'm going to make 2. So I'm at 7 1/4 and I'm making 2. Well, if I remember right, we were at the wholesale, we were making 2.75. So I might have to say I'm probably going to go wholesale here. Because there's almost 70 bits, right? Now, here's where it helps you. Okay, now you're competing against somebody, and let's just say you're happy making a point. Well, then you can come down here and just make 1 point. Or your competition, if they go lender paid, they're stuck in that situation where they can only go whatever the lender comp is. They can't find somebody at that rate with that comp, they're going to have a problem. So again, here you're able to flex and move around. You also can show monies, you can make money on the front. So let's see, which one I have. Okay. So here is a delegated deal that we did. Okay. And uh, you can see the loan amounts 375. Now it's an FHA loan. All right. And so you come down here and you're going to take a look and you're going to see the guy charged an origination of 6,475. So he charged what? About a little over 2.5 points. And then he also charged a discount point of a quarter. All right. So there's a 14.95 origination fee on delegated files and non-delegated files. You're going to use you're going to have a 14.95 underwriting fee. So a heads up there. And when we do non-del, I'll go into that, but a little bit more where you see with the fees out, it works out better. But anyway, you're going to charge the borrower the underwriting fee here. So a lot of times as brokers, you can say, hey, I'm not charging that fee or I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that. Again, this is something maybe where you've got to get it closed and you've got the borrower where they need to go. You're controlling your borrower's not shopping you, no big deal. Okay, so look down here. He gave a 93-cent lender credit. So that's what he made on the front. And then we come over to the purchase advice, right? Which you get to see. And we'll see over here that he made 3 on the back. So he made another 11 grand on the back. So the guy made a ton of money on this deal. He made 1180 and then he made 7. So he made $18,000 on a $300,000 loan. So he made a lot of money on this file. So, but again, remember, you're not always going to have that. It's not going to be 100% there. You might, again, if you have to go lower, you can always go lower. So that's the key here, is you'll be able to go lower. So it's not always about the ceiling like you're seeing. Sometimes it's about going to the floor. Okay. So that was a delegated file. So let's go into, let's see if I can get this back up here. All right, slideshow. I gotta start from the beginning again. So every time it looks like I go in and out here, I got to go back from the beginning. Sorry about that. So if I go into next is what's known as the non-delegated channel. Now, this is where I'm going to say most of our loans are being done right now. And like I said, this is a scenario where you're almost on steroids. It's like wholesale on steroids. And the reason why I say this is because you have the ability to act as a lender, but you're using everybody else to do your deals. Okay. So it's kind of weird. Let's do this here. So let's go back here. What we're going to do here is we're going to switch back into Loan Sifter. Okay. And we are going to price out a new loan. Now, here you don't have a compensation because, again, you're the lender. Okay. So let me go through one here real quick. Let's go through a 1.5. We're going to go through a $1.5 million loan. And let's do 80% LTV. So, let's see. So let's do 1.2. I don't want to get into high balance. I'm trying to stay out of that. I want to try to give us as much as we can here. Percent. 960. That's 2. Like that. All right, 960. Perfect. All right, so let's do 720 again. And what we're going to do is 33302. And what we're going to do is now, this time, instead of going lender page, you're going to go borrower page. And you're asking me why. Why am I doing this? Why are you doing this? Because you now are setting your compensation. Okay. You're not dictated by 2.75 at all. Now you're dictated on what you want to make. okay, or what you can make off your borrower. So let's click on this here. Okay, so now we're seeing up here that Next Bank is coming in at the best. So, which I'm kind of shocked is because the Mara Home's usually killing it, but for some reason not today. Okay, so AmeriHome is coming in the best. So you might say, okay, let me look here. I'm going to click on this and I'm going to say, okay, let me get an idea of what I want to make here. I want to make two. I'm content making two because I might charge him $1,500 or $2,500 on the front. So I'm content. Actually, I'm content offering him seven. I'm going to offer him seven. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do even better. I'm going to offer him 6.75 because everybody's competing for this loan. So I'm going to offer him 6.75. So my lender compensation here is going to be 1.125. Okay, so I hope everybody understands that. So that there is your lender compensation. Now, so that I am not lazy, I come over here and I'm going to modify my search because this is how Optimal Blue works. You can't trust it. You put in 1.125. Now, let's click on here and let's see if Next Bank is good at that pricing. Ah, look here. Now PRMG is. So at 1.125, looks like they came in a little bit better. See how they came in just a little bit better? So that's your key here in looking at that. That's 100% of what you've got to look at. I had one in what's it, a CRC or CRM area the other day, and AmeriHomes was paying back 4 points at 6.5. Everybody else is paying 2.5. So the guy was like, "Holy smoke, what happened here?" I go, "It's in one of those CRM areas or CRC areas, whatever. I can't remember what it is, but it's in one of those areas where they're looking for loans. So that's the key here. So, and some of these lenders will give that back up to you. So let's go and try an FHA here. And I'm going to go into FHA here. And then I'm going to let's put in 350. And let's do 96.5. And let's do a credit score of, we'll do with a 680. What the heck? And then I know this won't be a CRA here, sure. And again, borrower, we want to do borrower paid because, hey, now this is the problem borrower. So let's say you're like, you know what? This guy is a pain in the butt. You know it's going to be a hard loan. And you're like, you know what? I need to make 3 points on this thing, right? So you're looking at Mega Capital and AmeriHomes on the top of the row. But you're saying to yourself, God, I'm going to go ahead and try to make 3 points on this thing. So I'm going to look at where 3 points is. So I'm at 6.5 there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify my search again. And I'm going to put 103 in here. Actually, I'm going to put 103.5. Guy's really a pain in the butt. I mean, it's just a hard loan. It's not chopping me, and I know I can do good on this. So I'm going to make some money. Okay, good. So Mara Homes came in at 6.375, paying me back 3.816. So you can bet I'm locking and loading with that. 100%, without a doubt. So I am going down this road. All right. So I'm going to lock at this. Now, again, you can charge on the front. So let's take a look at a couple deals here that I have that are non-del. So here's one here. This one's non-del. Sorry, this was non-del. This one here's non-del. Okay, so this one's non-del. It's 750. Okay, you can see where the loan officer charged 500 on the front of an admin fee, 15,000 in origination, and 895 and 1495. Okay, then you come over here and you see what he made on. Like he went to This is Rocket. So with Rocket, he made, see what he make on the back here. He made another $25,000 on the back. So this is what he made here. So let me do this here. But as you can see here, so he made another 25K. So this is the purchase advice. You're going to get these so that you can see what you made. So you get these. You totally get these. All right. So now you can see this guy made a truckload. So he made 30, 40, almost 40 plus thousand. So that was one there. Then over here, let's take a look here. He went with Next Bank here. All right. And then here he went and he charged. Okay, here he was a lot more modest. He charged an admin fee of 3,500, another one up here of 500, and then 1495, and then that's it. Okay, and then let's see how he did on his purchase advice. Okay, on his purchase advice, looks like he made 3.3 with Next Bank. So he made 23K or 22K on the back. So he got all those fees. So he roughly made about $26,000 on this loan. So again, you're going to see how you don't, when you go non-delegated, this is the middle of the road. This is everybody that you want to deal with in here. Everybody. You do not have to worry about what you're going in on as far as who you want to use and who you don't want to use. You can use anyone that you want. So, and trust me, there's a lot more lenders than that. Okay, so hopefully you got a really good understanding of the non-del, because honestly, I bring everybody on and they're ready to broker. And again, I'm always saying, hey, go ahead and broker. And honestly, I like you to broker a few anyway so that you can get the feel. But then once you start talking to your account representative, they're going to start showing you how you can really make money. And that's going to be your key points there. You're going to want to make money. That's what you're here to do. You're here to make money. So you understanding, so optimal, all right, so it looks like I pushed the wrong one here, and here, I'm still on the wrong one. What am I doing here? So let's go back here to this one here. Okay. All right, so this was the non-del. Okay. Pricing with the non-del. So we just went through a couple scenarios. On your non-QM, you can do those non-del as well. We have everybody from Deep Haven, Luxury, Arca, you name it. Anybody that we sign up on the wholesale channel, if they offer mini core or non-del, you can bet we're going to do it. And remember, we're FHA approved. So you can do FHA loans here, mini core, non-del. Okay. And legally. Okay. You're going to see the case number. You're actually going to pull the case number. You might, if you say, hey, Ray, I like to LOA my file. So can you give me an FHA login? So be it. Not a problem. You know why? Because you can't do any damage in there. Not even if you try. All right. So again, now, one of the things that we talk about with the flat fee program, and I see a lot of people doing is they'll hire people under them to pay a flat fee. So let's say you're hitting that 4 or 5 mark every month, you're paying the 2,500, right? You want to offset that 2,500. Well, they'll go hire somebody and say, hey, I'll charge you $895 a file and make you pay 500 or 750 a month. So you can make up that $2,500 real quick by people coming under you to pay a flat fee to you. So there you go. You can wipe that flat fee out as quick as tomorrow. Okay. Now, who's eligible for the program? All right. So obviously loan officers, branch managers, things like that. If you're a recruiter in here and you've got your own recruiting going on and you can handle your people, it's fine. So a lot of states, if you're a non-producing branch manager, you can do it. Now, some of the states are cracking down on that. However, for the most part, right now, you can still do it. So if you're not licensed and you've got people working under you, this program fits you like a glove. Okay, So let's just say that you're not ready to go into the flat fee. No problem. You got to get going in this and that. So we're going to charge $9.95 or 10% on wholesale, 35 bips on non-del. Remember, on delegated, I've already got my fees built in. Okay. So just a heads up there. If you're not ready to go in, because a lot of people jump in, they sign in the contract, they're like, do I got to pay? I'm like, no, pay in the rears. So let's say you come on, I've got a couple guys that came on this month. They're submitting files this month, but they're not going to close till next month. So April is where they'll close their loans. May is when they'll make their payment. So that's how that'll work. So yeah, I'm not going to clobber you when you get through the door. No, we're here to make you stay. Remember that we're here for the long run with you. Okay. I will work with you anyway. We will work with you any way we can to make you happy. We've got 3 different fulfillment centers, one in Arizona, one in Texas, and one in Fort Lauderdale. And if you don't work well with one, we'll put you with another one. Okay. Or if you've got somebody that you love processing with that's licensed, use that. So here are some of our lenders. Okay. So as you can see in the delegated and the non-delegated day and the luxury and the non-delegated wholesale, that's not even close. That's probably a third of what we got. I mean, we've got them all. And if we don't have them, let me know and we'll get them for you. Okay. All right. So again, this really is truly one of a kind program. Nobody out there is doing this right now at all. And in fact, the first one, we started this about a little over a year ago, and we haven't lost anybody. It's set up where you are going to make a ton of money and you are going to have the ability to go down any channel that you want. So now, this EEP program is a unique program that we have set up on just a delegated channel. This is a lease op I-10 program, and we are closing 20 to 30 of these a month. They are insane. Your realtors will love it. If you have any I-10 products and they don't have 20% down, they only have 3.5% down, they can do this, sit in the property for 6 months, a year, till they get the equity of 20%. Boom, refinance them out of it and put them in this. They keep 100% of the equity, and their payment is usually about 75 bips higher than the note rate. The rates on these average between 7 and an eighth, all the way up to 8%. So they're not 16 or 12 or anything crazy like that. No. So, all right. And then, okay, so this is just kind of some of the list of the products that we have on the channels. All right. And then also on the delegated channel, we have the VOFHA, VA/conventional, VOE only program. Okay. So we do have that. Now, DPAs, heads up if you're a big DPA person. You can go anywhere you want with this. You can go non-del or you can go delegated. Okay. On delegated, they pay up to 3 or 4 points on the back. On the non-del, usually about 1.5, 2, or that's about where I see it on that too. So, but on delegated, the lender compensation is high as 4%. All right. So just a heads up there, if you're doing DPAs or if you're shying away from DPAs, don't do it anymore. Come to us. We'll get you up to speed on it. Teach you how to do them. Your AE will show you what's going on with these things. Okay. So some of the fees charged. Okay. So for the third party QC fee, we do charge $295. So heads up. So if you do 3 files, it's going to be $295 times 3. All right. Now we do charge 100. This is actually $125 a month for a lending pad. It's not more tech. It's Optimal Blue, Microsoft Office, Teams, Modex, all that stuff. So you have your, $125 a month fee for all your stuff. And we use Lending Pad, by the way. So just a heads up there. On non-del, again, you're going to see the raw pricing, but we do add on 25 bips. But you'll get the purchase advice, so you'll be able to see that. Trust me, with the pricing differential, with the pricing difference, with some of the lenders like PennyMac, Amera Homes, things like that you can't get out there, you are going to now, that 25 bips is going to be made up quick. That's nothing. You'll make that up totally in no time at all. Then on your delegated, it's nothing. Just again, the 125 a month for your lending pad, Modex, uh, intranet, Teams, email, everything. I mean, you name it and all that. So, okay. So payout turn times. Okay. So this is important. I like to let everybody know how this is kind of working and what's going on. So if you're in a W-2 state, so your payouts are going to be a little slower, obviously, because we got to W-2 you. So we're going to W-2 a portion and we're going to bonus out a portion. That's something you'll have to work out with the AE, payroll, and things like that when you get signed up. Okay, because might want to bonus yourself out on some of it. So, but for the other 32 states that are in here, which is mostly every one of them, it is 1099, right? So if it's wholesale, the money's going to come directly to your bank account, and you're going to pay yourself out just like how I showed you with Victor. You're going to get it in, pay it out either that day or the next day, right? On the non-del, you're going to get the upfront points. So if you're charging points on the front, right, if you've got points on the front, you're going to get the points on the front. When you get those, and then when the loan gets sold, it typically 9 to 12 days, then you'll get the back end. Okay, so remember, 9 to 12 days on the mini core, non-del, you pay down on that. Delegated's a little longer. That's about 10 to 20 days because it takes a little while for those guys to purchase those loans. But the one thing about delegated I'll say is this: you close the loan in 10 days. So when you do the math and you go delegated, by the time you took in the app and you've gotten paid, it's a shorter amount of time than these two channels together. But the problem is you've seen the loan close and you want to get paid right away. You will on the front points, but not on the back. So always keep that in mind, okay? So there we go. So basically, you're going to be working as a franchise partner. So if you're in a lead gen situation, that kind of stuff, you're making 100% minus the fees, kind of thing. Again, we haven't lost anybody that's entered this program, and I am going to give you 5 different people you can speak to. One that works all delegated, one that works non-delegated, one that works both, one that works wholesale. So we're looking to bring you on and keep you on. We're looking to make you happy. We're looking to make you a better loan officer, more educated. I'm telling you right now, out of the 6 that we hired last month that we're going through right now that are starting to bring in deals, they're all putting them wholesale, which is fine. Again, we want you to get money right away. But we're like, hey, if you went this way, you're going to make more money. And they're like, wow, okay, maybe I should be thinking this thing through. And you're going to. So remember, when you come on, if you're not used to this, don't rush to hit the door. Come on, realize that it's only costing you $1,500. Get started, get set up, get your feet wet, and then start working the non-del. Start working the del. Don't come in like a ball of fire because you'll drive yourself crazy. You don't want to do that. Set your expectations right. But I promise you, within a year, most of you guys will be going del if the pricing's there. You will, because you'll find out how much easier it is. And if the pricing's only 20 or 40 bips off, if it's 70 or 100, no, I'm going to tell you to go non-del or wholesale. But if it's 50 bips, no way, man, I'm going del. All right. And then, so basically, what we know here is that with us, we're going to open up a checking account in your name. The fees are going to come directly to your account. You can use a trade name or a DBA. You keep 100% of the compensation and fees collected, right? Raw pricing for the mini core. And by the way, if you're doing reverse mortgages, now your borrower does not see what you make. So because you're the lender. So any reverse mortgage people in here, you're going to be excited. There's no P&L on these. So I'm not going to be yanking out this and yanking out that and blah, blah, blah. No, not going to hear any of that stuff. 1099 for all approved states. All right. You'll have the ability to hire loan officers, recruit your own staff. Look, if you're if you get big enough and you're comfortable with delegated and you're doing what you want to do, I'll let you hire your own underwriter. And that's what I'm saying. These three fulfillment centers are really branches where they started out and now they have their own underwriters. It's funny. People always say they want to just broker. And I'm like, okay, really? Because 90%, 95% of the market eventually wants to end up going delegated. Now, the people that say, God, no, I'm not going delegated, I've had a bad experience. I get that. I understand where you've had a bad experience, where maybe you didn't get paid or the pricing was so bad. But when you have a good experience with it, you'll find out that that is the path of least resistance and where you can make as much money on the non-del as you non-del and del, you can make as much money as you want. Obviously not on the wholesale, right? So originate in 36 states, well 33 right now. Should have the other three by the end of the week. 125 bucks monthly for lending pad, teams, Modex, the intranet. You'll see all the marketing material on the intranet. So a lot of stuff going on back there, right? So, and then warehouse line fees. Now, if eventually you want to open up a warehouse line, if you really want to get into the lending field, I've got two people with warehouse lines right now. So it could be something you really, really want to do. So we do offer state of the art software. So we offer lending pad, which I think most, well, have you seen Optimal Blue, but we offer lending pad over here. So I think most of you have seen lending pad before. I would log us in, but if it shows anybody, I get in trouble. So anyway, so we use lending pad. You'll have Modex. So if you want to go into Modex, you'll be able to go into Modex. You have free reign of that. You want to look up real estate agents, things like that in your area. There's a whole on the intranet. There's a whole thing about that. You have teams. So what we're talking to you now. So let's see if I can get into the intranet here. Just real quick. So you click on the employee section and you'll use your Obsidian email. And then you will, come on, click. All right, you will come in and you will see all the stuff back here. Over training, your resource center, everything. And, just a heads up, we are on OneDrive and SharePoint. So you'll have OneDrive for your email address. So, yeah, so you're going to have all that stuff. Let me just click this right here. And so, also, we're setting up what's called appraisal firewall, where you can make money off your appraisers. So now, if you're going non-dollar Dell and you want to use an appraiser, now you're going to have the ability to set up that appraiser and use that appraiser through the firewall system, and you'll make money off it. Not a lot, but let's say you want to chart, you go out and find an appraiser for, say you'll do it for 300 bucks and you collect 500 bucks from the client. So now you have the ability to legally keep that. So just a heads up there. All right, lending pad, we just kind of, went through all that. You're going to price out there. Your loan sifter and your Optimal Blue will connect to it. So heads up, you'll be able to price out once you go in there and run to you and all that yards. The internet, like I said, you'll be able to do training and all that stuff in there. And like I said, what we do is we'll assign you an account executive so that the account executive will help you. Again, when you come on, again, I'm seeing it now with some of the newer people from last month. They're starting to submit deals down. They're doing broker. And I'm like, well, hey, look at it this way. And their AEs are like, you probably missed out on a little bit here. You missed out on probably $3,000 there, if you think about it, if you miss out on an average of 5 or 6 thousand a month, that's $50 or $60,000 a year. I mean, that's a salary to the rest of the world out here. It really is, and I can't understand some people they're thinking on this. Like I don't know if I want to do it, because they're scared. So that's the main thing, is not to be worried about it. You're going to make money, or they overthink this. That's one of the biggest problems I see with people with this. So, okay, the one thing that you know now is the most important thing that you need to know is that you have options. As a hybrid lender, you're going to have options. So now you're not stuck in the wholesale channel. You're not wheeling and dealing on just conventional and VAs on the mini core, blah, blah, blah. We're going to make you understand what a purchase advice is. When you're done with us, you will know what you're doing. Okay. Because right now, probably most of you don't. And it's not a plight on you or anything you did. You just have never seen the backside. So now you're going to get an experiment on finding out what it's like to work the backside. And mind you, never feel like, hey, I'm obsolete to the, if you don't understand right away, don't worry. A lot of people don't. And I've got some very smart people working for me. It just takes a little bit of time. But once you get the hang of it, you don't let go. So, all right. So I think I pretty much covered everything here that I could think of. And I'm going to let Andre field some questions for me. So what'll happen next is you'll reach out to us and to me, I think most of you have my email address, or you can, Obsidian, employment Obsidian Financial Service.com. Call us or just go to the website. Say, I was in the webinar. I saw Ray. I'll reach out to you, talk to you, go through any questions you have, go through the webinar again, and kind of, do all that. So, again, I want you to understand something very clear too. This is very complex, especially when you get into the non-Dell. And a lot of people get kind of like, when I'm talking to them on the phone, they get discouraged. I can see it in their eyes. They just don't understand it. So I'm here to help you understand. And that's going to be the key factor here. So I hope I'm not very good at these things. I'm never comfortable. So I'm checking like a leaf. And I hope you guys, I went over everything. Andre is going to go ahead and try and field some questions for you. And I really appreciate everybody that took the time to join me today. Thank you so much.
Hey, folks, any questions? Anybody have anything else they want to ask? I answered the ones that were in the chat room there, but just wanted to check to see if anybody else had anything regarding onboarding, next steps, how you get started with us, anything like that. If you want me to send out a contract for you guys to review, I can do that as well. Just let me know. Yes, Peter, we do have access to wholesale marketing.
Okay, excellent, excellent.
Yes,
And
sir.
you're so do you have access to like any like direct mail or I don't know, social media marketing? I'm just trying to think of things off the top. Things of that nature.
Well, we have a company that we use that's pretty inexpensive. We actually have two. So we have one company that does warm leads for us. It's called Free Rate Update. I don't know if you're familiar with them or
Mm-hmm.
not. They have a
Mm-hmm.
really unique system. And then we also deal with a newer company called Cimarron. They're sort of like Surefire. I don't know if you're familiar with Surefire or not. They have the targeted marketing campaigns, one button push to social media. They provide all the flyers and everything. Cimarron does the same thing, but they also send out a monthly newsletter on your behalf that's branded with your brand to, all your borrowers and stuff like that. With some updated mortgage news and stuff like that, as well as all the other campaigns that they offer, and they're very cost effective. Their CRM starts at $35 a month. So it's a really good program, and they do a lot for you. It's all AI built, so the low cost of entry is great. They recommend going with their $75 plan, which is their all inclusive plan, but they do a lot for you. It's really great. So
That sounds really good. So we could use third-party contract processing as well too, correct?
Yes. Yeah, as long
Okay.
as they're licensed. That's the
Yeah.
only caveat. They have to
Yeah,
be
of course.
licensed
Yeah.
in that particular state. Yeah.
Sure. Of
Because
course.
a
Yep.
lot of people want to bring on third-party processors and stuff like that, and they're not licensed at all. And of course, the processors have to be W-2'd, so they literally almost have to be employees of Obsidian and licensed where we're licensed in order to do that. But if you have a third-party processing company that you want to use that's fully licensed
Yeah. Oh,
in the
yeah.
state,
Yeah,
yeah,
I've used it before. What's nice about it's a third party fee, so it doesn't come out of your commission. It's paid, the borrower pays for it.
right, right.
Uh,
Well, our in-house processing, depending on what state you're in, they are also registered as a third party as well. So
oh,
they have
okay.
their yeah, so they have their own brand and everything else. So you can also use them on wholesale, and they're pretty cheap on the wholesale deals. So I think they charge like 3.95 or something like that.
Oh, is
Three
that
ninety
right?
five. Yeah,
395. Yeah, I'm
yeah, it's
very
under three. Yeah,
let me ask you this, Andre. So I'm more front end focused, so I don't mind having the processor, dig deep. I'm more about bringing in deals, sales and marketing. So can you kind of dictate to them what job capacity they're working as far as your needs?
yeah. I mean, they do a lot.
Hmm.
Our teams do a lot. They send out your LEs for you. They order your title work for you. They order your appraisal. They do all of that stuff on the front end. Really, they just want you to get the application in, collect a couple of the docs. Just the five necessary docs to do a pre-underwrite. And then after that, it's pretty much just the processor interacting directly with the borrower on your behalf, or if you want to interact with the borrower, they'll just tell you what they need.
Hmm. Hmm. Very good. And what's the end game here to be in most states?
To be in most states, so we have what's called the transition desk. And so basically, the way that works is if you have a state where you have a deal, we'll put a licensed LO that's licensed in that state on the deal. You still get the full
No,
commissions
no,
and
I
everything.
understand. I mean, as a
Oh,
company, it looks like you're in 36. So I'm licensed in
yeah.
18 states right now, and there's a handful of them that you're not in. So are you ultimately I know New York and a few other states are difficult to get in, but are you looking to
Yeah.
be in like 45 states or so, or?
Yeah, we're going to keep adding states. We do that every year. In
Hmm.
general, we add usually about 4 to 5 a year.
Hmm.
This year has been a little bit different. I think we've added in addition to the states that we relicense, but we've added in another six. We're about to get Virginia, but we added in Connecticut, New Hampshire, Georgia. So yeah, so we're picking them off a little bit at a time. We have most of the West Coast.
Oh, good. So you're getting Virginia here real soon?
Yeah, we should have Virginia probably by next week.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yep. Yeah, that one was a hard one to get, but we're in Maryland as well. So we're in the tri-state area there.
Hmm.
We got New Jersey. New York has just been uphill battle.
Oh, yeah.
We're working on Montana right now as well.
Nice.
Biggest problem with Montana is you have to have a physical location there, and we just don't have a QI for that state yet.
Hmm. Hmm.
But we're working on it. We'll get there pretty soon.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I
Any
got
other
a que-
questions?
yeah,
Yes,
I
sir,
got a
Jeff.
question, Andre.
Yeah.
If you broker or want to broker, to get a better price and go borrower paid, are you able to go lower than the broker arrangement you have with that broker since it's
Yeah.
borrower paid?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And most of them are going to be at 2.75. We got a couple of 2.25. So those ones you're probably not going to want to do that. But the vast majority of them, I'd probably say about 96% of them are all at the 2.75.
Andre, are you going
Yeah.
to send us a copy of this webinar afterwards so we can watch it again?
Yeah, I'm going to post it up it'll actually be in YouTube in a couple of hours on our YouTube channel. So you'll be able to get to it there. If you just follow Obsidian Financial Services in YouTube, you can get it there. But if you want a copy, you can ask for one for me. I'm going to put my email in the chat here. Um, and that way, if you guys want to see a sample copy of the contract or you have some more pricing questions and you want to just go in there and play around with the pricing, I can get Ray to send you over credentials for both of our, for both Lone Sifter and Optimal Blue, so you can go in there and look at some numbers yourself if you want to do that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. Anybody else? Anything? Arif, I thought you had something you wanted to ask.
I did have a quick question. I can't remember exactly where I saw it, but there was a $5.95 fee on one of the slides. What was that for again?
The 595, the Q
Transition desk.
Yeah, that's for the transition desk. So that's if you want to do a loan outside of the states that you're licensed in, and we put a sponsoring LO on that loan for you. You just pay them the 595 and you keep everything else.
Oh, I got you. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just transition desk fee. Yeah, the fees are pretty minimal with us. I mean, we try to keep everything, like I said, we got a flat fee on, if you come on as a branch, obviously an affiliated branch, you're not going to deal with those fees. But if you're coming in as just an LO or whatever, the fees are, we have a flat fee on broker deals. I think it's like $1,600 on the broker deals. And, and then, you're getting paid on the front and back on the other one. So, this is pretty much what you want to make on those. We're all factored into our margins and stuff.
Thank you, Andrew.
And then if you're bringing on a team, and your flat fee, is that per individual,
Nope.
the flat fee, or is that for the group?
That's for your entire branch.
Okay.
Right. Now, if your branch is doing over 3 loans a month, which is probably what you hope, then you're going to jump up to that $2,500 a month peer, but that's a good problem to have, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. So, I mean, if you're on your own and you're just trying to get ramped up and everything, the 1,500, a month is good, but we've got a few LOs that are just bringing on people right away. We've got a few bringing on people. Daniel here, he's bringing on people already. He's been there for a couple of weeks and he's already building his team up. And there's a couple of other LOs that are doing the same thing. So, so it's easy to make money doing this. I mean, in all honesty, one good loan pays for the fees and then some. So.
That's fine.
So Andre, during that first, say that first month during ramp up, if you were obviously the goal was to do a lot of loans, but that say you didn't close any loans that first month, there's no fees.
Yeah, there's no fees. I mean, there's only the $1,500 and that's it. Doesn't matter, whether you do, 1 to 3 or whatever at that point. And I think in some situations, Ray's allowing, like if you don't do any of that month, they're just going to take that money out of your first deal.
The guy will call.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're just going to take that $1,500 out of your first deal.
Same guy will just show up, deliver it all, and he knows exactly where to put it. Last time he didn't even tell me he was here. He just stayed here and then left.
Anybody else got anything?
Well, that pretty much covers it.
All right, guys. Well, if you have any other questions, my contact info is in the chat. So you can just grab my email address, hit me up. Again, like I said, if you want to see a copy of the contract, Joseph, if you want a copy, just email me and I will, actually, I got your email address. Yeah, so I'll shoot you a copy of it.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
Yep. And then as far as like bringing on your own LOs, what we normally do is we'll send the contract out for you for the LO. The contract will come to you first. So you put in the comp that you want to make on the deal. You're going to put in the fees and everything else on that. Then it goes to the LO to sign. Then it comes back to you. So that way you're always setting what you want to make on those and everything. And then we just follow that from what you want on the contract. Everything gets deposited right in your account and you pay out your people yourself.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yep. Yep. We do the onboarding for you and everything too.
Yeah, I know a couple people with your organization, Kyle Lester and and then Wenzel. I haven't talked to him in years up out of Washington.
I haven't talked to him in a while either.
Yeah.
Talk about Jim?
We worked together. Yeah, way back in the heyday, Long Beach mortgage days, wholesale days, I worked with him. So it's funny I saw his affiliation with you.
Yeah, and Kyle's helping me on the EEP deal right now. So
Yeah, I did one. I had him do one for me as well about, I don't know, right in December. So I got a little flavor of that product.
yep. Yeah, I just did one, just got approved. It was real easy. I mean, it took a day just to get everything in there and get the approval for him. So
Yeah, and I know that's where his focus is. He and I chatted yesterday a little bit.
yeah, and he's making a little bit off each one. So I don't mind,
Yeah.
spreading the wealth with him if he's going to handle all the heavy lifting for me.
No,
So
no, that's what I did the same. I go,
yeah,
here, just take it and then we'll work it out. And it worked out great.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'll let you get
All
back to
right.
your busy day and everything else. And Joe, I'll send you a copy of the contract out here in a little bit. Get that out to you and stuff. And if anybody else needs anything, just let me know. But I'll have the recording in the page here pretty soon. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a great rest of the day.